We've talked a lot about how the DNC is incredibly corrupt. And one of the things they do is they argued in court, hey, we're a private organization. We're not a public organization. We can do whatever we want. We can have whatever rules we want. We don't even need to have a democratic process if we don't want to have a democratic process. This is an argument the DNC makes. But the RNC is taking a page out of the DNC's book, and they're now functioning in the same way. So on the DNC side, they're like, we're not going to have any debates. Marianne Williamson can kick rocks. RFK can kick rocks. They've applied pressure behind the scenes to like the college Democrats that they don't endorse Marianne. They don't support Marianne. They don't even let her come and give speeches and all that stuff. It's very dirty. It's dirty, dirty business. Well, now what's happening on the RNC side, number one, they desperately want Trump to come to the debates. And Trump has been like, screw you. I'm 50 points up. I don't care. I'm not going to do the debates. So honestly, I think it should be a law, right? I think Trump should have to debate since he's running for president, and I think Biden should have to debate since he's running for president. Well, it's not a law, and these people don't have to do it, and they don't do it, and it's a real middle finger to the democratic process for sure. But now we have the other end of the spectrum, too, they're messing up. So Christie and Vivek Ramaswamy agreed with Fox News to do a debate, just the two of them. And the RNC goes, you're not allowed to do that. And basically said, hey, if you do that, you'll be excluded from the next full Republican debate. And so then Christie and Ramaswamy had to pull the plug. I mean, this is in media. Christie and Ramaswamy canceled joint Fox News appearance after RNC threatens future debate ban. The Republican National Committee has shut down a planned joint appearance on Fox News special report by GOP presidential hopefuls Christie and Vivek Ramaswamy. The two had planned to join Fox's Brett Baier for the duration of the show on Tuesday, but decided to appear for back-to-back segments after the RNC threatened to exclude Christie and Ramaswamy from future GOP debates if they followed through with the joint appearance. But although the candidates agreed to amend their plans to ensure they'd be able to participate in future debates, both expressed outrage over the meddling. Quote, last week's RNC debate was a disgrace, and I'm starting to believe that was by design, wrote Ramaswamy in a statement delivered to Politico. This is what a brokered, is I supposed to say broken? Brokered and rigged nomination process looks like. I disagree like hell with Christie, but when they asked me to face off with him, I said I'd be a man and do it, before the RNC intervened to cut it off. Instead of allowing open dialogue and the airing of ideas to give primary voters a real choice, the establishment would rather cut backroom deals and offer up phony debates, including candidates with no viable path and questions that no voter would ever ask. The establishment was hell-bent on taking down Trump. Now they're hell-bent on propping up their favored puppets. Christie concurred, arguing on X that, quote, voters need more information, not less. Our party needs more debates and in-depth discussions, not less. This is common sense and the bedrock of our republic. When the RNC stops conversations between candidates from happening, that is a real cause for concern. He continued here, one of the main things that Vivek and I agree on is the right of the American public to fully hear and understand what each candidate believes, and with as little filter as possible. I appreciate Vivek's willingness to engage in that conversation with me. It is very disappointing that we were threatened with exclusion from the Miami debate and future debates for trying to have a more complete dialogue with each other and the voters. Every campaign was offered that opportunity by Fox News, and they have now been effectively banned by the RNC. I'm always up for those discussions. It's a shame the RNC and Donald Trump aren't. You know, the term election interference has been thrown around a lot, and I think in mostly bogus ways. But this feels to me like it is that, right? So you guys are claiming a monopoly on any and all back and forth between the candidates simply because you think you can? We absolutely need to reform our entire approach to the way that these elections work. I think there should be no rules at all about how and when these candidates can engage and if they want to engage with each other. There should be literally no rules around that whatsoever. And also, like I said, I think it should be a law that they have to debate if they're running for office and they get above a certain percentage or they hit a certain, a small donor number threshold or whatever it is. Like, guys, I don't know how to say this any other way. In every imaginable way, the RNC and the DNC has failed the American public. And they have idiotic and onerous rules. And look, my best guess is it has to do with they want to control when the debates happen and who the debates are with, and they want to reap the rewards and the benefits and the profits of that. And so if you just had a regular old Fox News segment where Christie and Vivek debate, they're not cut in on that deal, right? And they also think maybe it takes away from the show of when we have the full debate or whatever it might be. But I mean, this is like, This is absurd. In fact, I think it's fair to use the term authoritarian. You want to control when these people can talk and who they can talk to and when they can debate and how they can debate. It's like, first of all, these people are all 70 points down to Donald Trump, 60 points, whatever it is, and you can't allow them to try to get a little more airtime, a little more coverage, generate a little more conversation around them, have them so maybe they could try to have some sort of viral moment. Look, when they decided, hey, we can't do this, so let's just do individual interviews with Bret Baier, I didn't give a shit, and I didn't watch either one of those. I didn't watch Bret Baier interviewing Christie or Bret Baier interviewing Vivek Ramaswamy, but if it was Christie versus Vivek, I definitely would have watched it, and some of the clips probably would have made this show. And so this is the RNC snuffing out a fair competition in the same way that the DNC basically said we're not going to have any debates with Marianne even though she's polling high enough, or RFK even though he's polling high enough. Guys, it's unacceptable. They exert control in every imaginable way. And it's everybody's worse off for it. Everybody's worse off for it. So we absolutely need reform of the system. They need to allow these people to talk and debate whenever and however they want. And the candidates who don't want to debate should be mandated by law if they're running for the office. And, they're over a certain percentage in terms of polling support or certain number of donors supporting them. So anyway, that's the gist of it. This is crazy, man. This is unacceptable. All right, guys, that's the show. I love you all very much, as always. Thank you for listening to me talk your ear off today. There was a lot to talk about with Matt Gaetz and Kevin McCarthy and all the chaos internally with the Republican caucus and the Republican media figures. Do me a big favor and click that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything. It helps the show tremendously in the algorithm. And of course, we're still trying to grow the show as much as humanly possible. If you click that bell icon too, that also helps because you get a notification every single time a video drops. Remember, you can always support the show on Patreon if you like this show. I've never had a conversation with any advertiser. I'm very proud of that fact. You guys help build the show from the ground up. The link's in the video description box below if you'd like to support. And also, you could tip on YouTube with a thanks button if you, support the show. Deeply appreciate it. And you can always support Crystal Kyle and Friends on Substack. And remember, if you pay $5 a month over on Substack, you get the video of every interview or debate we do, and you get it a day early. Everybody else can listen for free a day later. It's the audio version of the podcast a day later. And that's all I got for you guys, man. I love you all. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Everybody have a great rest of your day. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop. And watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.